In this lesson, we're going to continue to discuss graphics. If you'd like to follow along, go under the File menu to Open, and in the Sample Files folder, scroll down to a folder called 1202, The Advantages of AI and PSD. Select the InDesign file in that folder and just click Open. Working with Illustrator and Photoshop, you can realize some really amazing advantages in InDesign. But that's only if you're using the native formats of these applications. So whenever possible, use AI out of Illustrator and save your Photoshop documents as PSD. They are the most compatible formats. To see what I'm talking about, why don't we place a couple of graphics? Go to File, Place. In the Links folder within the folder we're working in, you'll find an Illustrator file and a Photoshop file. Why don't we select both of them and just click Open. Why don't we click in the graphic frame that's over the top of the yellow background to place our PhotoSpin logo out of Illustrator. And then go to the top frame over the red background and click again to place the Photoshop image. To better see what's going on, why don't we go under our View menu to Display Performance, High Quality Display. This allows us to see both the image from Photoshop and the Illustrator logo in high resolution. Why don't we start with the Photoshop document at the top of our layout. With that selected, go to Object, Object Layer Options. You can see the various layers in the Photoshop file. If I scroll down, you'll see that only one of those layers is actually on. Let me turn that off. If nothing happens, make sure to check Preview. Why don't we scroll back up to the top? And you can see from within InDesign, I can actually turn on the various layers in my Photoshop document. So I turned on the biker only. Now let me turn on the hill that he's jumping over. And I can also turn on a sky. Let me turn off that sky and now turn on a transparent sky, which is the layer underneath that. So you can see I can actually see through my transparent sky layer within InDesign. So I have control over which layers are being seen and not seen. Also, everything that's transparent in Photoshop is still transparent in InDesign. I also have a little button called Layer Comp. Layer comps in Photoshop allow you to save collections of layers that are turned on or off to give you entirely different appearances in your image. Let me choose the biker with the sky, and you can see now that's exactly what's showing. I have the non-transparent sky with the biker. Maybe I want to add my hill to that, so I have another comp called Biker, Sky, and Hill. Let me go to the next one, Biker, Transparent Sky, and Hill. So everything about it's the same, except now it's turning on the transparent sky. Let me go to my next layer comp, Biker with Transparent Sky. So you have a choice of turning on and off layers, either using layer comps, or you can manually choose which layers you want seen and hidden. Why don't we just hit Cancel? And it goes back to what was saved out of Photoshop. So this is not changing what happens in the Photoshop file. We're just turning on and off what we can see and print from within InDesign. Why don't we select the Illustrator logo at the bottom? I'm going to go back under the Object menu to Object Layer Options. And I have the ability to turn on and off layers within InDesign. So let me turn off my logo, and you can see it goes away. Let me check Logo Transparent, and you can see some of the characters within my photospin.com logo are now actually transparent. That's the way they were saved in this layer in the AI file. Let me now turn on my background layer, and you can see that now it has a background behind it. I can also turn off my transparent logo and turn on my solid logo. So you can see there's tremendous advantages to using the native formats when you place graphics out of Photoshop and Illustrator. So if you're still using TIFF and/or EPS, it's time to go native. We're going to continue to discuss graphics in the next lesson.